Hi, welcome to Bottled Up Wisdom. We're just taking short phrases and just talking about them again. We can't go into them completely. They're just kind of
It's just a snapshot.
Yeah, snapshot of a thing. So this one, a long journey, is made up of small steps. Small steps that are made achievable and likely to be more permanent than sweeping gestures that are unrealistic and unsustainable. Doing something little each day can change the big picture considerably.
Yeah. This is something that there's so... Sorry?
I was just saying Confucius said.
Confucius
said, It's the sort of thing that...
Well, yeah, I was just about to say there are loads of sayings, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time, etc., etc., and there's so much truth in that, and I think very often we feel that if we can't do the big thing, then it's not worth doing at all, and that's just not true at all. If you look at NHS websites, the National Health Service website, they're talking about getting fit, and they're talking about 5 minutes exercise a day. 5 minutes, that's all. And that gets you moving. And then people would think, well, unless you go to a gym and that's all you need. That's all you need. Okay, it's only a starting point, but it is a good starting point, and it's worth actually starting to think that.
Okay, these big gestures, I think a lot of threat goes in when your drinker either if it's a constant drinker, has had a particularly bad evening, has ruined something, or somebody binges for the 15th time. There is this very understandable tendency to kind of go, that's it, I'm going to do that. If you do this, I'm going to do that. And the problem is rarely do we carry that through. Now there is the kind of the straw that breaks the camel's back, and I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about speaking out of a deep feeling of the moment. But actually, in the end, it becomes white noise to your drinker, doesn't it?
It does. Oh, she's at it again. Oh, here we go. It just passes overhead.
Yeah. So you're better to think of a boundary that you want to set. So, for example, an example of this, that if you go out to a party and your partner starts drinking too much, that you actually say, and you say it very quietly, you think about it first, from now on, if I feel that your drink is getting out of it, I'm going to get a taxi, I'm going to go home, or I'm going to take the car home and I want you to get a taxi. And you're putting a boundary down, try to say it as calmly as possible. Don't say it unless you're prepared to stick to it, and then do it. And so then your trip partner will think, oh, right, she really meant that. So that, and you feel empowered, and they're beginning to get the message. There are certain things that you're beginning to say no to.
Yeah.
Okay, that happened to you as a drinker. I suppose you'd be a bit shocked. You'd probably think that they didn't mean it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the thing about drinking. People think it's an all or nothing situation, and it's not an all or nothing situation. People think you can't change the drinker unless there's this big dramatic sort of gesture, and that's not the case at all. Basically, what you're doing is, if you change a wee bit here and a wee bit there and a wee bit, you're actually starting to, manipulate. Well, not manipulate. You're starting to modify that. Yeah. You're starting to modify the behaviour that goes with the drinking. Until the drinker has got to think more and more and more about the actual drinking rather than just continue it. And that's how they start to consider their drinking. Many years ago, and if you look on the website, we talk about this, Prochaska di Clementi's Stages of Change. And it used to be thought, you either want to drink, you either want to stop drinking or you don't want to stop drinking. What Prochaska di Clementi started to do is they started to look at the various stages of change, and it started off as pre-contemplators. These are people who are not interested. Then there was contemplators. And the contemplators are people who are starting to think, maybe I need to change, but they're actually looking for more evidence to do this change. Then there was preparers.
Big spectrum.
Yeah. Then there's preparers, and then there was the changers. And it was incremental. For some people, there's this sweeping change that happens because something dramatic happens in their life and they stop drinking. But for most people, it's a bit at a time. It's like a dripping tap, you know. So small things often have fairly big impacts.
Again, don't put too much hope if there's a big change, but understand that may be going on, that process in your drinker as well as you.
Yeah.
Just something you can do, for example, because all of these bottled up wisdoms are about steps.
Yeah.
So you could just take one that resonates with you in terms of the title, listen to it for a week and say, this week I'm going to apply this step.
Yeah.
And then take another one. And if you did that with all of these, your life would be really different at the end. So, but again, be kind to yourself.
But there isn't a formula for this. You have to look at, you know, what the drinking situation is like, how it happens. You know, where does the person drink? How often do they drink? There's lots of stuff. For example, if it's somebody who drinks sitting in front of the TV with you all the time, you know, then maybe you find another room to sit and watch the TV in. If you have another room, you know, or you say to the drinker, you go into another room. You know, so that makes one change. It's less comfortable for the drinker then. You know, and that's what you're doing, making it less comfortable.
And love, isn't it? And you know, that, again, if you look at love, share, and hope, we do kind of unpack.
Absolutely, that's what it's all about. That's what share's there for.
Don't beat yourself up if you decide on a step. Don't beat yourself up if you go into these dramatic things. But again, be aware that you're doing it. Say to yourself that's understandable but not helpful. And I say that a lot. What you react to is understandable, but it won't get your needs met and it won't change your situation. But when you do the reactions, don't tear yourself off. What you're going through would flipping try the patience of a saint. So be kind, but learn what works and what doesn't. Okay. Right. Thanks for listening. Talk to you again soon.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.